You're watching WMAR2 News.
I'm Randall Newsom here with your WMAR2 News update. Well, flooding is a rising concern in Annapolis. Mayor Gavin Buckley says the city is on pace to experience 120 flooding days this year. That doubles the previous record set back in 2019. It started back on January 9th and 10th when the third highest ever recorded tide flooded the entire city dock area. Since then, coastal flood warnings have become a regular occurrence, even on good weather days when there's no storm in sight.
Sea level rise is real. Catastrophic weather events are real and more frequent, and we have to acknowledge that. It shuts down streets, it shuts down bridges, and it shuts down commerce. So it's a serious thing here at the state capital of Annapolis, and we are addressing it.
And Annapolis has already installed a pump system to help keep the city dock dry during minor flood tides. For several years, Buckley has been moving ahead with a nearly $100 million plan to make the Annapolis waterfront more resilient. Well, there's a new person in charge of the Maryland Transportation Authority Police Department. Joseph Scott is the department's first black police chief. The law enforcement veteran has 24 years of policing experience and has a military background, but he also has experience outside of law enforcement. Growing up, he worked in a barbershop and as a pastor. He says both positions taught him how to talk to people, and even though he may appear busy, he wants people to know he's never too busy.
I'm cognizant of always reaching out and trying to make sure people understand I always have time. One of the biggest things people say, we know you don't have no time. Yeah, I do, because you're important. And you have to have time for those things that are most important, because the people are what we are. And without the people, we have none of this.
Now, Chief Scott says the last 2 months has been difficult with the bridge collapse, but he says his department worked well with each other and other agencies during this tragedy. Well, they made it to the title game, but had to settle for silver. The Terps men's lacrosse team took top-seeded Notre Dame in the championship game. The two teams battled it out at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Things started off hot for the Terps, the team scoring just 34 seconds into the game and getting another one to go up 2-0 early in the first quarter. But the Fighting Irish turned it on after that, winning 15-5 for back-to-back lacrosse championships. All right, tough one for the Terps, but you know what? Weather's looking okay right now, Cease.
It is, Randall, and you know what? If you want to go perhaps see another game out there with some better weather, well, you know what? It's going to look great for the O's game going in towards that first pitch at 6:35. Temperatures will still be hanging around the 80s, and we'll continue to have our temperatures slowly dropping back down for us back into those 50s and even 60s with a stray shower or two towards the evening time frame. But then you'll notice the gradual cool down going towards the rest of this week. Wednesday looking a little bit cooler with temperatures back into the upper 70s. Some afternoon rain showers still possible as well. No severe weather expected. Thursday and Friday, we're looking much more comfortable with temperatures in the mid 70s, seeing a little bit more sunshine as we go in towards Saturday, but going back into the 80s as we wrap up the weekend and start the new work week. Randall?
Thank you, Caesar. All right, guys, stay with WMAR2news.com for updates throughout the day and for news and weather while you're on the go. Make sure you download our app. Thanks for joining us. I'm Randall Newsom.